This is my newest shape. This is the V4, straight tail, uh, pulled nose. This particular board is a 4.9. You may have heard me talk about straight tails. For those that don't know what that means, um, simply the tail is straight. The bevels are gone. Uh, the reason that the bevels are gone is that foil design has evolved. Uh, in the early days of the sport, we had big slow foils that could be pumped into the air with virtually no board speed in the hands of a skilled rider. So it was all about how well the board pumped, and the speed of the board didn't matter because all you wanted to do was pop off the water. Uh, so you just a couple of quick pumps and you were airborne. You weren't going very fast. You were crawling practically, but you got airborne. And then you rode along at what you thought was fast. We now realize that is not fast. And so, as the rider skills evolved, the foil makers had to respond with faster foils because faster foils glide farther. We want to glide farther. We want to go faster. We want to pump farther. Um, Foils got higher aspect. Foils got thinner, and they became harder to get airborne. You need they reached a point where you just can't pump them into the air without any forward speed or practically no forward speed like you could with the older foils. You need to be going fast on the water and have a minimal amount of be above the stall speed of the wing and come up on foil. And so that meant faster boards and switch to boards that are all about the planing and not about the pumping. You might think these are only for experts, but the truth is, because these boards are so fast and generate speed almost automatically, they're great for beginners too, because one of the hardest things for a beginner is getting that coordination between pumping the wing and pumping the board uh, and getting airborne. It's You feel very uncoordinated in the early days trying to get that all figured out. With a very fast board, you only need to concentrate on pumping the wind wing, and the board will start going fast and just come right up on foil. You only need to concentrate on one thing. So you can put a beginner foil on and just with a fast board and just pump wind wing and away you go. Our low end is the same. Our top end has gone way up. Our glide has gone way up. This is the future. I'm riding foils that are even faster than than what most people have because I held on to a pre-production, uh, what I consider a prized Axis foil that was so radical that what went to final production was actually toned down to make it easier to ride. And I didn't. I wanted the radical uh, foil to work in light wind and in high wind, and that's what I ride today. And to make all that happen, all these new board ideas came along, and that's where the straight tail came from, so that I could ride the most radical, fastest foil with the longest glide um, in light wind and high wind. So I'm riding small foils, fast foils. I've got the same range. It's really quite amazing. And so the success with that made me think, would this work as a sup? So I built my biggest wingboard model, straight tail, and took it out as a sup. It's amazing. It's like being shot out of a cannon when a wave comes up behind you because the board is wants to plane and go so fast. The paddle speed is fast. It's like the difference between a longboard and a shortboard. It's just crazy how good a sup is with a straight tail. And I really just think that this is where the sport will go, and you'll probably see a lot of production boards with straight tails next season.